Yo guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be talking to you about my top 10 most recommended anime for people to start with. Now, when I say start anime, it's like, you got a friend who says, hey, anime's lame. And you're like, no, it's not. You just don't know which one to find. This is a list of the ones that you should probably recommend to them if you want to give them some decent choices so that they can start falling into other anime. So, at the bottom of our list, we're going to be starting off with a relatively new anime, Black Clover. Now, I read Black Clover a lot, so I love the manga, but the anime and the manga are two totally different things as far as Black Clover is concerned. That's just because there's subtle moments in Black Clover's animation where the quality just drops entirely. Not to say the story isn't good, but if it isn't animated well, then no one's really going to be interested in that. That's why not many people have been falling into Black Clover that much. Recently, they've gotten better at it, and I've been watching the episodes, and I'm like, oh yeah, these is animated really good. But especially at the beginning of the series, it's rough to watch. But I will say this. It is a good series. It has interesting characters, awesome fight sequences, and a really unique power system. Unique to that show, anyway. I haven't seen anything like it prior to this. Not saying it never existed, just never seen it. At the bottom of our list, we're going to be starting off with Black Clover. We'll be starting with a slightly, probably lesser known series called K or the K Project. I call it either or. So, both Netflix and Hulu. And the series is one of the reasons I recommend it is because one, it's one of the shortest anime series I've ever seen. It's 26 episodes, and that's including the 2 seasons, and then there's a movie in between. There's only 26 episodes, so you can clean through it in relatively short amount of time. But K has a really neat storyline, and especially with how the plot develops and with the twists and turns, it gets really intense in some parts. You'll have characters that you love as an awesome power system. That's one of the power systems I would like to exist in our world. To be honest. One of those would be K. So, yeah, K Project, K, whatever you want to call it, it has an interesting storyline, awesome powers, cool characters, and it's short. So, for anyone who says, oh, anime is too long for me, this is one of the series. Alright, so for next up on the list, we're going to be going towards the Dragon Ball franchise. That includes everything from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. GT, not so much. I enjoyed the second half of GT after the Baby Saga, but prior to that, no. But yes, the Dragon Ball franchise is one of the most iconic and well-known anime that ever exists. Some people find it more enjoyable than others. I happen to really enjoy the Dragon Ball franchise just because I love the action sequences and all the fights, even though 90% of those fights is mostly screaming. But in any case, that's it has cool characters, some interesting storylines, a few moments of heart, and some of the best animated fight sequences that you can come across in anime. So, yes, Dragon Ball franchise, number 8 on this list. Ironically enough, is the 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins started in 2014 on Netflix as a Netflix original series. And when the second season dropped, I was so hyped because the first season was cool enough for me. It got you introduced to the new characters, the storyline, how the world functioned, and then stuff really got down in season 2. So if you watch 7 Deadly Sins season 1 and you're like, it was okay, could have done a little more, I definitely recommend checking out season 2. But 7 Deadly Sins has a unique and diverse set of main characters. Because they're the 7 Deadly Sins, so every one of them is going to be different in their own little unique way. They have a really cool magic system in that show, and also it has a really unique and intricate storyline that is really, really thick with lore. So if you just want to fall back and be interested in how things work, I definitely recommend checking out 7 Deadly Sins because that show. Number 6, we have Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is one of the quintessential anime shows once the reboot from 2011 came out. So, Hunter x Hunter has a really, really dope storyline, has fun characters and unique diverse set of the main cast. You have, let's see here, you have cool villains that come up in each arc. The recurrence of Hisoka, who is one of the craziest and most amazing anime characters to be, and the most amazing reoccurring anime characters to exist, honestly. You have the power system, which, if I had to choose any power system that to exist in our world, I'd choose the power system from Hunter x Hunter. Because, honestly, I feel is the most balanced. So, yes, Hunter x Hunter, cool storylines, amazing arcs that are, like, really intricate and, like, really detailed in how the world of Hunter x Hunter works. Great storylines, heartfelt, gut-wrenching, heartfelt scenes, and an amazing power system. So for number 6 we have Hunter x Hunter. At number 5 we have the Naruto franchise. Now I know for some people this is gonna be like at the top of their list, but for me personally, it's really good, but it's not one of the best out there. Plus, it has like a ton of episodes in it. So it's gonna take. So people are gonna be a little bit more apprehensive towards watching this one. Same comes with Dragon Ball too. Dragon Ball is a long series as well, but Naruto has a great main character who has to, and it shows a great coming of age story for Naruto as he's growing up from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden. It has amazing villains and arcs and fight scenes in it. Honestly speaking, one of the dopest villains come out. Some of the dopest anime villains come out of Naruto alone. Like, you have Orochimaru, you have Pain, you have Sasuke, honestly, sometimes. So, yeah, Naruto is one of the things that I would recommend to my friends if they just want to get, like, introduced into the world of anime and they're like, oh, maybe that can go for one of these series, so what would you recommend? Definitely put the Naruto franchise on their list. Coming in at number 4, we have One Piece. One Piece is probably, honestly, one of my top ranked favorite anime series of all time. But that doesn't mean that everybody's going to enjoy it as much as I do. I enjoy One Piece because it has extremely powerful, heartfelt scenes in it, which is crazy considering how some of the heartfelt scenes come out. But that show hits you in the feels whenever it needs to. It also has great fights in it. Like, some of the best anime fights come out of One Piece. One of the best examples of this I can give is my favorite fight in all of anime, Luffy versus Lucci. If you get to that point in the series, you'll know what I'm talking about. That fight is amazing. You also have great characters in the Straw Hat Pirates, because they're such a diverse set of characters, and they all have to work together in tandem to make like one big family. And that's really kind of like the main thing that One Piece pushes. Another thing I love about One Piece is the message that it sends out to people. Because it basically says, no matter what your dream is, no matter how crazy it is, you put in the work for it, then you can achieve it. Honestly speaking, almost no matter what it is. One Piece is like the epitome of having your adventure with your friends, just coming together, having fun, and achieving the goal that you set out for yourself, no matter how crazy that goal ends up being. So, for those reasons, I put One Piece at my number 4 recommended. At number 2, we have My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is a really, really, really interesting series because of how the world building is, because of how they do world building so well, because they live in basically our world, but it's our world with the added mix of superpowers in it. So you have a regular society with the same rules, well, the same rules but modified anyways, and you have kids that have superpowers who want to become heroes. Put those together, and what do you get? One of the best written, animated, and heartfelt anime to come out of this. To come out of this generation, to be honest. It is so solid to watch as Midoriya up there is just going through his high school life, doing his best to become a hero, and honestly speaking, all the other characters of Class 1A, it's such a huge main cast of the 20 characters in Class 1A, but it works so well, and I'm surprised that they were able to do it so well in weaving all of their stories, making everybody interesting and having like their own unique style. and just like building up everybody individually, showing how all the heroes are never like are they all have a one track mind. Everybody has their own goal, their own way they want to go about being a hero. And My Hero Academia introducing like all the villains, like the main antagonist that gets introduced is such a cool parallel to Deku. And honestly speaking, I just highly recommend this series to anybody who just wants to be like, hey, you have a, and I'm like, I'm trying to start watching anime. Do you have any good recommendations that I can watch? My Hero Academia is usually one of the first ones that come to mind. But there is one more that I... At number 1, we have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yes, I said Brotherhood because there are two versions. You have the regular Full Metal Alchemist, which I heard was good, but I never personally checked out for myself just because I wanted the manga accurate representation. So I've only watched Brotherhood. And Brotherhood is, honestly speaking, my favorite anime series that has ever existed. May not be the best, but it's definitely up there. Brotherhood has a really amazing and complete story about the two Elric brothers, who are the main characters, just trying to do their best to get their bodies back. You also have amazing supporting characters like Winry and Major Armstrong and Mustang and Hawkeye. You have the arcs that come up and the arcs that and the antagonists that face against it. Some of the best villains come out of this come out of this show, like Scar, Father, and Lust, and Envy. This has some of the most gut-wrenching moments that I've ever seen come out of shows. All I'm saying is, within like the first 10 episodes, if you do recommend this to somebody, within the first 10 episodes, something's gonna happen, and those of you who have watched the series know what this is. Honestly speaking, you just have to tell them that they have to drudge through it, because that scene like broke everybody's heart whenever they saw it for the first time. So, with that in mind, the great villains, the great storyline, the completed storyline of the Elric brothers just trying to do their best to just get what they need to get without like involving anybody, and all the action sequences, the power that comes with alchemy and how the alchemy system works. It's such intricately detailed and it has such like amazing history in it that you cannot pass this one up. So yes, at number 1 we have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.